Hopefully you can hear me. As always, just waiting for the thumbs up. Once I get the thumbs up for sound, then we'll make a start. Drinking my tea. It's been a very busy morning. Brilliant. Okay, Mary can hear me. We are good to go. So, good morning everyone, and welcome to our session. So if this is the first time you have joined my lessons, my name is Miss Kimball, and I'm going to be teaching you and your teacher a little bit about Just2easy. And this week we're going to look at JIT, and it is Safer Internet Day next week. So we're going to be having a think about things that we can do to keep ourselves safe. Okay. So we are going to be looking at writing e-safety rules in JIT Write. Okay. Now first up, the most important part of our session, of course, is our shout outs. Now these are very popular now. These filled up within half an hour of putting them out. So we have got the pupils at St Patrick's Drumgreener, and there's lots of classes watching today. So hello and welcome to you guys. Holy Trinity Primary School in Belfast, P3 and P4 class. Hello and welcome to another session. How are you? We have Mrs. Max class at Ballymoney Model Integrated Primary School. So hello and welcome to you guys. We have Mrs. Hackett's P3 class at St Comkills in Carrickmore. So hello and welcome to you guys. Holy Trinity Primary School in Cookstown. We've got P3 and P4 classes. Hello. We've got the girls and boys at St Joseph's Primary School, Bestbrook. We have our Just2easy Centre of Excellence. I had to think of the phrase then. Centre of Excellence. So we've got St Patrick's Mayorbridge. Hello and welcome to you guys. We've got P3 Miss Smith's class. Hello. P3-4 Mr Gordon's class. Hello to you guys. And P4 Mrs McNeil's class. Hello. I'm halfway there. So we've got Magara Primary School in our P3 and P4 classes. Hello and welcome to you. We've got no, I've done those already. We've got Funvale Primary School, so Primary 3 Miss Moore's class. Hello and welcome. You came to last week's class, so hello and welcome to you guys again. We have Milltown Primary School in Banbridge, Mrs Wilson's P3, 4, 5 classes. And we've got Our Lady of Fatima, Mrs Conway's P3 class. Hello and welcome to you guys. We also have some Welsh schools, some Scottish schools, and we have a Nigerian school joining us today. So hello and welcome to all of you guys. So thank you for attending. Without you watching, there would be no live lessons. So let's have a look at what we're going to learn to do today. So we're going to start off, as we always do, with a little bit of teaching, and we're going to have a think about Safer Internet Day and how to keep ourselves and our personal information safe online. So we're going to talk about personal information and what we can do to keep that safe. Then we're going to have a think about and learn how to recognise what a scam can look like. Can you say scam? Well done, class. So we're going to have a think about what a scam is and what it might look like. Then we're going to have a think about what to do when we see things that we don't like online. So things that we think might be a scam, things that worry us. We're going to learn about what we can do when we see those types of things. And then we're going to use all of that knowledge that we've just learnt to create some rules that we're going to write down in a JIT Write file. Okay, so you're going to have a lovely JIT Write file for staying safe online, and we're going to save our work. So we've got a very busy morning, as we always do during our live lessons. So hands up, who is ready to have a go with me at keeping ourselves safe online? Hopefully you've all got your hands up, hopefully. Okay, so let's have a little think. First of all, Safer Internet Day. So Safer Internet Day is next week. Now the reason that we've done it this week is because a lot of our Northern Irish schools are off next week. You're on your midterm breaks. So we thought we'd put it this week, and then you can have a think ready for a Safer Internet Week next week as well. So every year we hold a Safer Internet Day, and this is part of a week where everybody, schools, businesses, lots of people, start to think about how we can stay safe online. Okay, so we're going to be thinking about keeping our personal information safe. So you might be wondering, what is personal information? Okay, now teachers, I know there's lots of you that have been to my sessions before, but if this is the first session that you've done with me, you are more than welcome to pause the session at any point. I am going to give you some discussion pointers if you do want to pause and have a little chat with your class. You're more than welcome to. So this might be a good point to stop and have a think about what is personal information. So I'm going to give you a clue for the first one. Nicola Kimball. Now, who might that be? Yes, that's right. I do have a first name. I wasn't christened Miss. I know, it is very surprising. So that is my name. So that is my personal information. Okay, so that is information about me. Okay. So what do you think might be personal information about you? If Nicola Kimball is my personal information, what might be your personal information? Your name. Brilliant. Okay, so your name is your personal information. It's something that we can use to help us identify someone. So we know if we're talking about John Smith. Okay, that is, we're going to be talking about a particular person. Okay, now another thing that might be personal information is this. That was on a better day, clearly. That is my picture. So pictures and videos are personal information. Okay, they're things that we can use to identify someone. So if somebody looked at this picture, they could see in a crowd who would be the same person. Okay, so they could pick me out of a crowd. So we've got name, we've got image or video. So image covers photos and videos. Now the last example I'm going to give you is this. What do you think this might be? I've got a very sore throat this week. That is an address. It's not my address. I'm not that silly. That is an address that I copied off the internet. That is just a picture. But your address helps to identify you. It is where you live. Okay. So can we think of anything else that might be personal information? Now teachers, this is a really good point to have a pause, have a chat with your class about what other things might be personal information. Okay. Right, we are going to move on. So, it's very important to keep our personal information safe because sometimes people want to steal your personal information. So very naughty people, sometimes they want to steal your personal information. Okay. Now there's a whole range of reasons why they might want to steal your personal information. When you get a bit older, people try to steal things like your bank account details, which are very personal. And that's very dangerous because they might steal all your money, which we don't want. Okay. Or they might try and pretend to be you if they have enough information. Now these naughty people, sometimes they trick you and they might say that they're someone that they're not. to try and trick you to give them your personal information. Okay, so they might pretend to be someone else. They might pretend to be somebody providing a prize. They might be pretending to be somebody that you know in real life. So we have to be really careful. We really have to think when we look at things online about whether they're true and whether we trust them. Okay, so say for Internet Day, every year there is a theme, so things that we think about. And this year's theme is called Too Good to Be True. Too good to be true. So protecting yourself and others from scams online. So this means looking after ourselves and making sure that we keep things safe. Okay? And generally, if something is too good to be true, so something that sounds, wow, I've won a really big prize. Okay, sometimes that can be too good to be true. So we need to think about what is a scam. So can everybody say scam? Well done, I heard you all the way over here. Scam. Okay, so a scam is where someone tries to trick you into giving out your personal information. So remember, what sorts of things do we say were personal information? Your name, your image, your address, or it might be things like your mother's real name, what school you go to, which classes you go to after school. So if you go to a football club or a dance club, finding out the information about that. So all of this is very personal information, okay? So a scam is where someone tries to trick you into giving out your personal information. So let's have a look. Oh, here is a conversation. So this is online. So someone has sent me a message, okay? And they have said, so this person, we don't know who this is, and they've said, hi. Now, I've been a bit silly. I don't know this person, but I've said, hello. And then this person's written back and they said, I know your mum. You go to Just2easy Primary, don't you? Remind me, what is your name? Right. Do you think we should write back? So hands up, who thinks that we should write back to this message where they've asked, what is your name? Hands up if you don't think that we should write back. Well done. Hopefully you're all putting your hands up and saying, no, we shouldn't write back to this. Why shouldn't we write back to this? What have they asked for? They've asked for my name, haven't they? And what is my name? I mean, not what is my name. My name is an example of personal information. Brilliant. And do we know who this person is? No. Okay. Now, teachers, I'm going to give you a chance to have a little pause and a discussion. And we will talk about this at the end. But what could we do instead of replying? Now, it might be that you don't know. That's fine. But have a think about what could you do instead of replying. If you got this message, it made you feel a little bit worried, what could you do? Okay, what could you do? Right, I'm going to move on. I've just got an email. Shall we have a look? Now I'm just going to zoom in just so we can read it a little bit better together. Okay, and it says to you at school.com. So an email is like a letter that we get on our laptop or our iPad. Okay, and it is a message. And it says it's from fakeemail@gmail.com. Okay, so that is from an email address. So that is who's sending it. It says fakeemail@gmail.com. Ooh. And the subject says, you've won a prize. Claim it now. Well, that sounds a bit more exciting, doesn't it? It says, hi, friend. Congratulations, you've been picked to win a new tablet. Oh, I need a new tablet. But hurry, you need to claim your prize before it's too late. It says, click on this link. Claim your prize now. .fake. Don't wait. This is only for special winners like you. Thank you, the prize team. Oh my goodness. What do you think I should do? It says I've been picked to win a new tablet. Now, teachers, have a pause, have a look at this email and have a think about what we should do with this email. I'm just going to give your teachers long enough to get to the front of the classroom to pause. Okay, so children, this email is a scam. Okay, and there's a number of ways that we can tell this is a scam. Okay, now the email address, I don't recognize this. So an email address is linked to a person. So generally it's things like somebody's name. Okay, and you'll be able to tell who it is. And that says fakeemail@gmail.com. So already I think, oh, that's a little bit worrying. I don't know who this email is from. Okay, so that is one, what we call red flag. So one thing that is worrying. The next thing that is worrying is how they have started that email. And it says, hi, friend. Now, is that email addressed to me? No. Okay, that is it. That is just addressed to a general person. Okay. And it said that I've picked to be a winner, but I haven't entered any competitions. So that is another red flag. That is another thing to worry about, okay, because I didn't enter a competition. And then lastly, we've got click on this link. Now, should we click on links that we don't know? No. Definitely not. Okay, so we should not click on this link. Okay. Right, so those are the things that are worrying about this, and that is how we know this is a scam. Okay. Oh my goodness. This has just popped up on my computer. It says, congratulations, you've been selected to receive a free $1,000 Amazon gift card. It says, please click the link below in the next 20 minutes to claim your prize. I think I'm going to click on this button here. Do you think I should click on this button? No, stop. We shouldn't click on this button, okay? This looks like a scam to me. Can you see? I've been selected to receive a free $1,000. Well, I live in the UK, so we don't use dollars anyway, do we? We use pounds. So that already is making me worry. And it says it's given me 20 minutes, so it's making me feel like I need to do this quickly. But I haven't entered any competitions. Okay, so this is likely going to be a scam. So all of those things are scams, and we need to protect ourselves when we see things that we are worried are or could be a scam. Okay, so the types of things that we are going to do. I want you to think first of all, does it seem too good to be true? So we had two big prizes there, didn't we? We had a tablet and we had a $1,000 Amazon gift card, both of which I would really like. Okay, but I didn't enter a competition, so it seems to me it might be too good to be true. Okay, If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. The second thing I want you to do is to listen to your body. Okay, so sometimes when something isn't right, you can feel a bit worried. And you can get funny feelings in your chest or in your tummy. Or you might just feel a little bit scared or worried. Now, everybody has those feelings. But if you get that feeling in your body about anything, doesn't have to be online, but about anything, I want you to tell an adult. Okay? Make sure you tell an adult. The adult can help you. The adult can have a look with you, and you can work together to figure out if that is a scam or not. Okay? But if you feel even a little bit like it might be a scam, you need to tell an adult. Do not click on any pop-ups or links. So remember, we saw those links and those buttons, didn't we, in our email and the pop-up? Do not click on any of those. Again, tell an adult if anything pops up on your laptop or your tablet. Take a screenshot. So sometimes if you are old enough and you know how to take a screenshot, you can do this. If you don't know how to take a screenshot, ask an adult. There's a common theme going along here. So screenshot is taking a picture of what is on the screen, and sometimes that can help people to figure out what is going on. Block a person or an account. Okay, so often there are ways that we can click a report button that stops a person from contacting you, or will block someone from emailing you, or will block a pop-up. And again, an adult can help you to do that. And then lastly, tell a trusted adult. So trusted adults, there's lots of people that could be your trusted adult. It could be your mom or your dad, or your big brother, much bigger brother, or much bigger sister. It could be your grandma or your grandpa, your nanny or granddad. It could be your teacher. It could be the dinner lady. It could be the librarian. So anybody that you trust who is an adult. Okay, right, that is enough teaching. Shall we have a look at what we're going to create today? Okay, so this is my waggle. This is my what a good one looks like. And this is what we're going to create today. Okay, so we know all about scams. We know all about personal information, and we know what to do when we're worried or when we think we're being scammed. Okay, so I want you to use all those things that we've learned this morning to write some rules. So rules for staying safe online. So these are my rules. Okay, now we might not do 4 rules. You might only do 1 or 2 today, and that's okay because we are running out of time already. But here are my rules. So rules, so I've got my title at the top, rules for staying safe online. Number 1, don't share your name, because your name is a type of personal information. Okay. Ask a trusted adult if something doesn't feel right. Okay, so remember what we said about our body feeling funny and if we're worried about something. So tell a trusted adult. Number 3, don't click on pop-ups. So anything that pops up on your computer, make sure you check with an adult whether you can click on it or not. And don't share your image online. Number 4. Okay. So that is an example of what we're going to create today, and we're going to add in a background image as well. So, who would like to do this with me today? Hopefully, you've all got your hands up. So first things first, we have to find JIT Write. Now, hopefully teachers, your students are logged in and ready to go. If not, as I've said, you can pause the session, get them logged in. But hopefully you are ready and raring to go. And we're going to find JIT. Who can find JIT for me? JIT. It's yellow. And it should look like this. Okay, so that is my JIT. 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 And we're going to click on JIT. Now JIT, JIT always opens up in Write. I don't know why it did that, but it should have a little pop-up bar. So if it's not a pop-up bar, if your template box has disappeared, like mine has for some bizarre reason, don't worry, we can click up here on this little asterisk box and that is going to bring it back up. Okay, so this is what JIT Write should look like. JIT always opens up in Write, so we don't need to click anywhere else. You are ready to go. Okay, so let me just move my presentation on. So let's get creating. Teachers, you can pause the session at any time. Depending on how little your students are, you might not get very much of this done, but you can come back to the recording at any point and you can use that same link that you've accessed the session through. Okay, so let's have a look. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a background. Okay, now again, teachers, depending on how little the students are and how confident, you can just use a blank background. Okay, so children, listen to your teachers at this point. So you can use a blank background. I'm going to show you how to search for an image in pictures. Teachers, if you think this is too high level for your students, just press pause for a bit and then you can catch up the session and fast forward to the bit where you need to be. Okay. So for the rest of you, we're going to go to pictures here because we want to add in a background image onto our blank page. Okay, so we want to make this look a little bit more exciting than just a white page. Okay, and what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom in. You don't need to. I'm just zooming in just so you can see properly at the back of the class. Okay, and we're going to click on this button here. Can you see this little globe button here? Okay, I want you to click on that. So you've clicked pictures, click the globe, and then in this search bar here, we're going to type something like, I'm going to use laptop. You could use tablet, iPad or computer. It's up to you. Okay, I'm going to pop laptop and we're going to use the enter button. Okay, and that is going to search through lots and lots of images for us to use. So we can choose one of these images. Okay, now what I will say is we're going to put our text along the left hand side of our page. I think that's the wrong side, left hand side. I can't, it's mirrored, I don't know. Whichever side is the left hand side. So we want preferably our image to be on the right hand side so we can still read the writing but we can see a nice image on the right. Now I quite like this image here. Okay, so can you see it's got lots of nice white bit here, but it's up to you. If you want to scroll down and find a different image, you can. Okay, now I'm going to go back up and I'm going to choose that image. So teachers, if you want to give them a little chance to have a little explore, this is a great way of talking about Google image searching, okay, and keyword searching, so they could use a different keyword if they want to. But I'm going to choose this image, okay. Now, to choose this image, I'm just going to click on it. It's going to say loading, and that is going to load that as an image on my screen. Okay. So again, teachers, if you need a little bit more time, feel free. My throat is very sore today. It's not good when I've got 3 live lessons this week and 3 teacher training sessions. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, children, is we're going to write our title. So what could our title be? It could be staying safe online. It could be e-safety. It could be keeping yourself safe online. I'm going to write rules for staying safe online, okay? But you can write your own title if you want to. Rules for staying safe online, okay? Now that is likely going to take a little bit more time to type out than I did. So again, teachers, you can pause. Teachers, if you wanted to as well, you could pause the session and have a little brainstorm with the children. Get them maybe to write down some rules on a whiteboard or a scrap piece of paper that they can then type up if you wanted to. So that is an alternative way to approach this particular activity. Okay. So there we go. That is my title. Now, other things that I can do if I wanted to, I've got my colours here, so I can change the colour of my text. And I've also got 6 fonts, so I can change the font of my text. So that's the way that the text is written, or how it looks on my page. So there are 6 different fonts that we can choose on. Now I might choose the writing font, I think, this time. Okay. And then I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard, and I'm going to hit enter again because I want a bit of a space between my title and my rules. Now you don't have to number your rules, but you can do. So I'm going to click on number 1 and then click a full stop. Really struggled to remember the name of that then. I was looking at it. Number 1, and I'm going to think of my first rule. What could that be? Now, what do we think about to start with? We thought about personal information, didn't we? And what should we do with our personal information, or what shouldn't we do with our personal information? We don't share it. So that would be my first rule. I'm going to say don't share. I'm going to put personal information. Now that might be too long a word. Okay, so teachers, you're more than welcome to help them to write something a bit more age appropriate if you need to. But I've got don't share personal information online. Now we can leave that if we want to, going on to our image there, or you can use the enter button to space that a bit better. Okay, so we can see that is on the nice white bit there. Okay, so there is my first rule, and I must remember my full stop at the end. And then I'm going to hit enter again and enter again. Okay, and then I'm going to come up with another rule. Now what I will say, children, is if you find the writing difficult, you do have the option here. Can you see where it says top words? If I click on that, that opens up my word list. So this can really help me with my writing, because there's lots of words in there for me to use. So if you need a bit of support, you can use those. Okay, and then I'm going to write number 2, and I'm going to say tell a trusted adult. Tell a trusted adult if something seems, I'm going to put wrong, I think. No, I'm going to change that. So I'm going to highlight and I'm going to hit my delete button. If you see something you don't like online. There we go. And again, I'm going to use my enter button. I'm going to spread that out so that it is in the white box. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Now, other things that we can do, teachers, we do have our speech to text in the top left. So if you are working with much younger children, you can click on that and they can dictate their sentences. Okay, so let's have a think of another rule. What did I put? My mind has gone blank. Don't click on pop-up. So we'll record that. So to record, we're going to click on the microphone. Don't click on pop-ups. And then you click the microphone when you're done, and there we go. So we can add text. oh, it's added it there, so I'm going to use my enter button. I'm going to put 3 dot, and there we go. So you can use the speech to text to help support. We've also got our text to speech in the top right, so once you've done your work you can listen to it. So I'm going to click that.
Rules for staying safe online. 1. Don't share personal information online.
It doesn't like
2.
that enter button.
Tell a trusted adult if you see something you don't like online. 3. Don't click on pop-ups.
And there we go, so we can listen back to our work. And an extension activity, teachers, if you want to, the children can record their own audio, either repeating back what their rules are, maybe embellishing those rules somewhat, or maybe discussing what they've discussed this morning. So that is another way of capturing a little bit of evidence of their knowledge and understanding. Okay, so last thing we need to do before we move on, I'm just going to, there we go, is we're going to save our work. Okay, so we need to do this every time we create something on the computers, don't we? We need to save our work. So we're going to title our file. So I'm going to put rules for e-safety, for example. I might help if I could spell it. E-safety. And then we're going to hit the save button. So who can tell me what colour is the save button in JIT? It is, it's orange. Hopefully you said orange. It's this lovely yellow button here with the floppy disk. This is a floppy disk, children. And we're going to hit that and you will have your saving circle that appears, and then your floppy disk will disappear. So can you see it's a bit like a ghost there? So that shows me that that has saved into my file. So if I need to access it again, I can. And of course, teachers, you have that publish the journal button if you are using the journal, and if you're using that through the parent portal, the parents will be able to see these pieces of work. So that is a little bit of information for you. So hopefully you have found this morning interesting. Hopefully you have learned a bit more about how to stay safe online. Teachers, we absolutely love to see the work the children have created. So please, if you are pushing this out on social medias, be sure to tag us, Just2easy, and we will be able to see that and repost. And it gives me a little thrill to be seeing you guys following along. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. We are doing another session for Key Stage 2 tomorrow, so please feel free to join us for that. I hope you have a wonderful midterm break next week for those of you that are off, and we will see you when you get back. Okay.